He did see a celebration that was occurring in Madison, and he seriously contemplated using the firearm vehicle to commit another shooting in Madison.
Chilling new revelations about the man police say opened fire on a 4th of July parade, killing 7 and injuring dozens more in Highland Park, Illinois. According to law enforcement, Robert Cremo III told them he considered that second attack while driving around here in the Madison area. Now, here is a timeline of events from what we know right now. Now, the shooting happened at 10:15 in the morning on the 4th of July parade down in Highland Park. Madison, about 2.5 to 3 hours, the drive from Highland Park. And at about 5 p.m., the Madison Police Department says the FBI asked them to mobilize their SWAT team because the suspect may be in the Madison area. Cremo then arrested around 6:45. That happened back in Lake Forest, Illinois. We have team coverage on the latest developments in the case. We start with Naomi Coles, who heard from the Madison Police Department and also the Dane County Sheriff. She is live at the state capitol. Naomi, what did you learn?
Sponsor American Transmission Company.
Yeah, so one thing they talked about at that press conference, looking ahead to tonight's events, like I'm here at Concerts on the Square, they're going to be increasing a lot of the visible patrols. I've seen quite a few patrols around already, but their core response, they say their standard security response to events like this is more than sufficient to handle any threats. Now, some other things we learned, the chief said that the afternoon that the SWAT team never actually left the staging area on July 4th when the FBI called them in, and they never actually got enough specific information to put out a warning to the public. So the question remains, why Madison? Checking with the records department for Madison Police, the sheriff, and state patrol today, all three of them tell me that none have had past contacts with the suspect. Now, also at that press conference was the mayor, and she had a chilling message.
Thank goodness he didn't do anything here in Madison. But it could have happened. And frankly, right now we know that something like this could happen in any community in the United States of America, and does happen on a weekly basis. So yes, people should be aware, they should be afraid that a mass shooting can happen in our community. And I think that it's important for us to not just say, okay, it wasn't us this time, and move on with our lives.
Now, the chief, the sheriff, and the mayor presented a united front at that conference. They are calling for stiffer gun laws and reform. We do have more details from that online right now at channel3000.com. Eric?
All right, Naomi, live tonight. Thank you. And the investigation into Cremo's drive to Madison led police to evidence in Middleton. There, law enforcement found Robert Cremo's cell phone outside an auto repair shop on University Avenue. Catherine Merck, live at that business where investigators found evidence, and she spoke with the business owners about what they knew. Catherine?
This is Jim's Auto Service Center, where investigators found Robert Cremo's cell phone. And the business owner tells me he never thought the investigation for the Highland Park shooter would have led to Middleton.
Never would expect it to happen here, no.
The horrific event the whole country was watching on Independence Day came closer to Jim Lund's business than he ever could have imagined.
I heard on the news on Monday, Detective Hendrickson from the FBI Dane County Sheriff's Office walked in yesterday and introduced himself and said he's with the FBI. It's around 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and I just go, wow.
Investigators were led to the 6500 block of University Avenue. That's where both Jim's Auto Repair and Dunn's Import became the next scene of a nationwide investigation.
They were searching for something that a suspect may have left on my property or the next door neighbor's property.
They were here for about 4.5 hours.
And then he finally said who the suspect was.
Law enforcement found Robert Cremo's cell phone on Jim's property. We learned Cremo was driving in the area with violent plans here in Madison that thankfully never materialized. It's a move that has these business owners scared of what could have happened on their block.
Middleton has a parade here. It starts right out here in front of my station.
It's really unfortunate that it would, even the potential for it to happen is unnerving.
Days after the mass shooting, Jim Lund is still asking questions about what led this national story to his own yard.
I still wonder why here? Why did they put it here?
I asked the business owners if they had any surveillance footage or if they saw Robert Cremo himself come down University Avenue. They told me they didn't have any ability to record those footage, and they told me that they did not see Robert Cremo. Reporting live from Middleton, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. A GoFundMe has been created for a young boy after both of his parents were killed in that shooting. Since its creation, it has raised more than $2.5 million. Aiden McCarthy, now an orphan after his parents, Irina and Kevin, were killed. He is just 2 years old. The GoFundMe says Aiden will be cared for by a community of friends and extended family. You can follow along as we learn new information about the shooting and the alleged gunman, channel3000.com, and also through our News 3 Now apps.